Laser, Calvary Baptist Church, First South Farm Credit, Lower Power Sports, Simba Power Watch, Certified Transmission, Rosie Joe's, BK Distributors, and Security Sporting Goods. The countdown to the coin toss starts now. We're less than 30 minutes away from Ash Trojan football, and now from the field, here's the voice of the Trojans, Doug Gann.
And hello, everyone, and welcome out to beautiful Winona, Mississippi. We are here, and we're trying to get Coach back on with us there. Anyway, high atop the press box here in Winona, Mississippi. It is Tiger Field, home of the Winona Tigers. They come into the season at 5-0. Your Ash Trojans on the road at 4-0. So it's going to be an interesting game of undefeateds in this one. Ash making it's 4.5 hours if you look on MapQuest with stopping for eating and all of that. The back roads of Mississippi, up the interstate, and now here we are high atop the press box in Tiger Field, Winona, Mississippi, for Ash Trojan football. So glad that you could join us tonight. Trojans out in their purple pants with white jerseys, purple numbers lined in gold, the white helmets. So off of the purple on purple that they went on last week in that game. An exciting night over here. It's always interesting when you play somebody new, but then you jump around and play in a new state. And so we're interesting. Joined in the booth by my partner, as always, Coach Ernie Lott. And Coach, what do you think about this setup? It's a great place out here, great venue.
Great, good to get back to the good old home state of Mississippi. You know, I'm a homeboy from Mississippi, so I'm glad to be here. And like you say, when we drove up, first thing the coaches had been saying, they were debating on whether this was a turf field or a grass field. Because on film, it looked just like a turf field. And I'm telling you, for a smaller school, this place has done an excellent job as far as the field. They've got some good-looking athletes. It's going to be a heck of a ball game.
Look, we were down there on that field earlier, and we talked to Coach Joey Tompkins of this Winona Tiger football team, and he said that the rain that they've got in the last few days is unbelievable. Out of their 5 games, they've played 4 of them on this field. They've played some JV and freshman games. They've played 7th, 8th grade football games out here. 3 different times they played 7th, 8th, and 9th grade games. And you would look like, if you looked at the field, you would think that it's the first time they've played on it this year.
Yeah, absolutely, but I'm afraid, I hate to say it, with two days of rain, it's a little soggy, and it could get torn up a little bit tonight, but hopefully it doesn't affect the game as far as footing goes for either team.
Speaking of the effects of the game, too, of course, running the football is one of the things that both of these teams are going to want to do. Darian Townsend leads the way for this Winona Tiger team on the ground, one of the top-ranked running backs in the state of Mississippi, and we all know what Jarvis Newton can do.
Absolutely. The 2 real good running backs. I talked to one of the coaches earlier, and he said he's been getting the running back's been getting a few looks from some JUCOs, but he's a good-sized lad, runs hard, and I think it's going to be an excellent ball game.
You talked to Coach Bachman a little bit early, and one of the things that worries him is that you just don't know what the speed is going to do. You can see them on tape, but until you get out onto the field, you're not really sure what they're able to do. So he's waiting to get this thing kicked off, because you can talk a lot about it, you can watch a lot of film, but the only way to get a true test of it, Coach, is to line up and get after it.
Right, and it's hard to compare, too, when you don't know the teams that they play in. The competition, they may look real fast against whoever they're playing, but the team they're playing is real slow, or vice versa, So, I think it's going to be a good ball game. I think maybe we may have a little more depth here that could, in the second half of the ball game may make a little difference. But I talked to the coaches also. We basically play 30 players, and they play 30 players. So, as far as depth, it may not be a factor.
Well, we shall see about that. Of course, the Trojans, fresh off of that 55-20 victory over Peabody, homecoming a week ago. and just looking to get back out on the field and do something. Of course, this is the final non-district contest. We all know what's looming in Week 6, which is Week 1 of district. And, Coach, that's a trip up to West Monroe and those West Monroe Rebels. Yeah,
you don't want to be looking ahead, though. Like I say, you got the Rebels next week. From what I've been seeing on the news and on Max Prep and some of the other things, that maybe they're not quite the West Monroe of the past, but anytime you go to West Monroe, they're going to be tough to beat and be in a district game too. So this game right here could be a good tune-up leap into the district play. And we'll look at that. West Monroe playing Neville tomorrow night. That'll be a big contest. But, I've heard you always hear the same thing. They're always West Monroe until they're not West Monroe. So it is going to be a battle. Going to take our first break of the evening. Unable to catch up with Coach Bachman on this. His mind has been focused on the trip up here. So when we come back, we'll have a little bit more from the field. Tonight, before we get the kickoff, we're going to get into our Sadler Towing starting lineups. We'll have our starting offense, starting defense, and specialty positions there for the Trojans. And then we're going to have our CLTCC keys to the game, Coach. And the CLTCC keys to the game, and you're undefeated this year, so a lot of pressure on you. Oh man, look, I worked on it all bus ride up here. I was thinking about not knowing what the opponent is, but going by what I've seen. When you got over 1,000-yard rusher on the opposing. Whoa, don't give them away too early. Oh, okay. Don't give it away too early. We're going to look, he's like one of those quarter horses trying to get out of the gate. I'm ready to go, Coach. I'm ready to go. Let's play this thing. He's ready to get in there. Hold on a minute. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. This is the countdown to coin toss right here on LA 103.5.
If you haven't tried Rosie Joe's in Alexandria, then where you at? They have an incredible menu with so many options. Handmade hamburgers, po' boys, Philly cheesesteaks, crawfish or shrimp etouffee, gumbos, and much more. Have you tried the new Cajun chicken nachos? Oh, yeah, it's as delicious as it sounds. Rosie Joe's is open 7 days a week, and happy hour is weekdays from 2 to 5. They can cater any event, too. Rosie Joe's. Follow them on Facebook or call them at 318-442-8245. If you try them once, be ready to become a regular.
Do you have a valid will and testament, and why does it matter? The attorneys at Vilar & Green can help you prepare a will and testament that spells out exactly how you want your property divided when you pass away. Pre-planning takes the burden off of those you love. Create a will and testament today. The attorneys at Vilar & Green will walk you through the process start to finish. When it's important to you, who you hire matters. Call their Alexandria office today for a free consultation. 318-442-9533. Vilar & Green.
If you haven't tried Rosie Joe's in Alexandria, then where you at? They have an incredible menu with so many options. Handmade hamburgers, po' boys, Philly cheesesteaks, crawfish or shrimp etouffee, gumbos, and much more. Have you tried the new Cajun chicken nachos? Oh, yeah, it's as delicious as it sounds. Rosie Joe's is open 7 days a week, and happy hour is weekdays from 2 to 5. They can cater any event, too. Rosie Joe's. Follow them on Facebook or call them at 318-442-8245. If you try them once, be ready to become a regular.
Straight talk. When it comes to HVAC, mechanical, or plumbing related, ACA can oftentimes fix things other companies tell you need to be replaced. So before you sign on the dotted line, get a second opinion free. ACA. Call today for your free second opinion for heating and air, plumbing, mechanical, and fabrication. When experience matters, when price matters. Your friends at ACA are just a phone call away.
ACA. We're just a phone call away. ACA.
You don't have to miss out on your life because of an eye problem. Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can make your life more enjoyable with affordable solutions such as LASIK surgery, glaucoma treatments, cataract treatments. The professionals at Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can help you get more out of the life you're living. You can enjoy seeing your loved ones in a way that is comfortable and reliable. Talk to Louisiana Eye and Laser Center at 318-487-2020 or check them out online at laiandlasercenter.com.
You're hungry. Your team needs you. You're a fan. You want to be at the top of your fan game, but you need something different. You need fan fuel. At Walk-Ons, we treat every day like game day. We're here all week long feeding fans with delicious, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine made fresh in our from-scratch kitchen. We've got what it takes to fuel fans and the team to victory. Walk-Ons. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
South MacArthur Service Road in Alexandria.
back to Tiger Field in Winona, Mississippi. And as I look out the press box facing the visitors' sideline, it is very narrow. It's so narrow that the Sky Coach that's normally on the track is outside the gate, inside where the bleachers are, by that good crowd that's making it up from Alexandria. A row of houses line across the field. What a great venue. It's like they just cleared out a little spot, Coach, and dropped the school and the football field right in the middle of a beautiful neighborhood.
Right, and it's like you say, the bleachers and the back fence is where the track probably would have been had they had a track, but looks like probably never had one, so the players are going to have to be very careful when they go out of bounds and get tackled. You get jammed into the fence over there. Hopefully no one will get injured.
Well, and the field is well crowned. You see the water is drained off, but it's standing on the sidelines down here. So you're not but a yard or two out of bounds, and you're going to hit that water and go to sliding on there. But just to give you a little bit of a lay of the land, if you're following along with us on radio, and we're certainly glad that you are, out to the right side of the field, as we move left to right, the flagpole is down on the left, adorned by a couple of homes that are back that direction behind the scoreboard and the big jumbotron. As we pan to the right, you're going to see the concession stand area, where the school parking and where all of that is. And so when we mention left to right, are going from the school board, the scoreboard to the jumbotron as it is. Well, there goes Hollywood. We'll see.
Presented by Hitson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
Well, he decided he wanted to hop in there, so yeah, we were already back in this one. So, Coach, when we describe we're going left to right, that kind of gives the folks at home an idea of where we're going. If you're following along with us tonight, you can see us on Facebook on the LA 103.5 page. You can see us on our Twitter page. You can see us on YouTube, on Boxcast. There are a number of places that you can watch this game tonight.
All right, if you can't catch game on and see it, you can always listen to it, and then we'll try to describe it because we are on radio, and sometimes when you got cameras going, you kind of forget to say, well, they came from the north end of the field or the south end or east end or whatever, so kind of give a perspective on which way you're going. But you're right, I guess the left side of the field would be the north end and the right side would be the south end going by the interstate and where we come up from.
Looks like we lost our radio feed there. We'll try to switch back over and see what's going on there. We'll get into commercial. We'll be right back. In there doing a little bit of work, so we will stay here for our viewers that are on Facebook doing a little work inside.
Just popped up.
There you go. I believe we have made our way back. We'll have to look and see what's going on there. At any rate, we're back for our Facebook feed, I do believe. Not sure of what we're seeing. I'm going to pause a minute and see what it does. Not sure about.
I don't know. I don't know anything electronic, so I can't help you there, Doug. But just looking down on the field, the Winona Tigers, as their mascot is called, has set up a big balloon helmet fixing to come out from the north end of the end zone. Trojans will be coming out from the south end, I assume. I talked to one of the coaches. He said, well, if your kicker kicks it on the extra point of field goal, you have to go retrieve it on the house on the other side of the stadium, which is a lot like when I was in high school, except you had to go crawl down in the bayou to go get it. But this should be a good game to start the just before pre-district game and get tuned up for the West Monroe. Like I said earlier, they got two good, outstanding ball players. Running back and the quarterback are both seniors and going to be outstanding in the future.
All right, Coach, we're going to go ahead and get into our starting lineups now. Get that over on there for us just in a moment. All right, so this is the Sadler Towing starting lineups across that offensive line for the Trojans. Offensive lineman number 55, senior Don Fields. On the line, offensive lineman number 58, junior Isaiah Jeffers Wright. The center for the Trojans, sophomore offensive lineman number 70, Cameron Calderon. On the right side of the football, offensive lineman senior Zach Grovning, number 68. And then at right tackle, offensive lineman number 74, senior J.C. Goodman. That trio of wide receivers tonight for the Trojans. Wide receiver number 11, senior T.J. Johnson. Out with him is senior number 7, Dalen Hammond. And the other wide receiver will rotate in. They'll start two tight ends tonight. First one, senior number 84, Jermaine Minor. And getting the start with that 21 backfield, they like to call it, with two tight ends and one running back, is junior number 85, James Harrington, and he will rotate throughout the night with sophomore Amirion Mingo. At running back for the Trojans, of course, you're very familiar with senior number 2, Jarvis Newton, and pulling the trigger for the Trojans, junior quarterback number 4, Joe Bordelon. Defensively for the Trojans, and not sure how he doesn't have his picture there yet. We got to get that rectified. Defensive lineman Carl Hall, number 92. Also on the defensive line, sophomore sensation Jeremiah Jeffers Wright. He's number 94. Number 97, junior Wyatt Dozart. Along with him, number 5, and you've seen, everybody's heard about number 5, Jamari Monette. Just our player of the game last week, kept that motor running the entire time. Started with the blocked punt and just kept going from there. Linebacker number 21, senior Adiah Jones. Out there with him, senior Terrell Blake, the other linebacker. And that talented group of junior linebackers led by defensive back number 6, junior Chris Clark. Junior Josh Marie, number 17, 11 tackles last week. Coach, he had 11 tackles. Sophomore Jalen Johnson, don't know what happened to his last name, but we'll get that corrected as well. But sophomore Jalen Johnson is the only sophomore in that defensive backfield. And then junior John Parrish, number 9. You'll see Taquan Frazier back there, defensive back number 8. And doing the kicking tonight for the Trojans, number 1 is Abel Peterman. So that's your starting lineups, Coach. Not sure what's going on with us back in the station, but we're going to stick around and go to your CLTCC keys to the game.
Okay, I got them wrote down on my Funkin' Wagnall here. I did a little research on the way up here, checking out some of the things. First and most important, I think, after a long ride, the players have a different pregame routine. We stopped and ate, and so all that's been a little different. Hopefully they will come out focused in the first half and get after it. I think they need to be focused right off the bat. Second thing, I think the Winona offense is explosive. They have a real good runner and a real good quarterback. The defense needs to come from the get-go, start out on the defensive side, slap them in the mouth early. And the last one, defense for Winona is only allowing about 20 points a game. The Trojan offense needs to continue to be able to run and pass the ball like they've done in the previous games, and I think we'll come out on top.
There you have it. That is the CLTCC Keys to the Game. We're going to try to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the captains, we'll have the coin toss. We're just about 10 minutes away from kicking this thing off in Winona, Mississippi. Guys, we'll be right back on LA 103.5.
If you haven't tried Rosie Joe's in Alexandria, then where you at? They have an incredible menu with so many options. Handmade hamburgers, po' boys, Philly cheesesteaks, crawfish or shrimp etouffee, gumbos, and much more. Have you tried the new Cajun chicken nachos? Oh, yeah, it's as delicious as it sounds. Rosie Joe's is open 7 days a week, and happy hour is weekdays from 2 to 5. They can cater any event, too. Rosie Joe's. Follow them on Facebook or call them at 318-442-8245. If you try them once, be ready to become a regular.
Ma'am, the doctor will see you now.
I can't see the doctor.
No, the doctor's right here. He's ready to see.
No. You don't understand. Are you hearing me? I'm telling you, I can't see the doctor.
Don't let it come to this.
Louisiana Eye and Laser Center. Come visit us at one of our 13 locations or look us up online.
Need a quick tow?
Sadler's Towing meets many of its clients by accident. The first time. The second time, their clients call because of the fair price and great service that they previously received. If you need a tow, light-duty winching, you're locked out of your vehicle, or just need a jump start, Sadler's Towing is ready to handle your situation. Sadler's Towing is available 24/7, including Christmas and New Year's Eve. Put their number in your cell phone today, 447-7235. Again, that's 447-7235. Sadler's Towing, Alexandria, Louisiana.
This is Nikki Chandler, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you looking for land out in the country to build your dream home? Then you need a lender who specializes in financing rural land. At First South, we've helped so many of our members who wanted to buy that small tract of land away from the city. As your loan officer, I'm there from application all the way to the closing table. Building that relationship is the best part of what we do. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Nikki Chandler, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
As Trojan football is driven by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
Back live to Winona, Mississippi, getting ready for tonight's contest, and you see the captains making their way out onto the field for the Trojans. Number 84, Jermaine Minor. Number 74, J.C. Goodman. 25 is 24 is Jalen Kirk. And 65 for the Trojans, Colby Heath. For Winona, number 7 is Darian Townsend. You'll hear a plenty about Darian tonight. Jeremy Saffold is there, number 20. And number 29, Noah Durham, who is the kicker for the Winona Tigers on here. Winona, the rest of them from the left side, getting ready to come out into this one. And we are just about ready to go.
They're dressed in all red for the Tigers from Winona. And like Doug said earlier, Trojans are dressed in white helmets and purple pants, all white shoes. I think, to me, this is a sharp-looking uniform, but that's just me as a coach. Just long as they win, that's the main thing.
All right, so getting ready to get this thing going. Look like they are rolling through this pregame just a little bit quicker, Coach, than what you normally see.
Yeah, we hadn't had the national anthem. Of course, the officials got it ready to go out here already, so maybe Mississippi time is a little bit quicker than Louisiana time.
I didn't think we changed time zones in the middle of this, but we'll see. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be time for kickoff. We'll do that right after this on LA 103.5.
At Whataburger, how do you make something that's already fresh even fresher? By adding fresh new things, like crisp pico de gallo for a little kick, and creamy cilantro lime sauce for that extra whoa, and pepper jack cheese because, of course, all on top of 2 fresh beef patties, or with chicken on a brioche bun. Whataburger's limited-time pico de gallo burger and new pico de gallo chicken sandwiches. Good thing for fresh things. Good thing there's Whataburger. Available by dine-in, drive-through, curbside, and delivery. Delivery available in select locations. Fees may vary.
Security Sporting Goods, proud supporter of all area high school football teams. If you looking for hunting stuff from ammo to camo, they got it all at Security Sporting Goods. They talking about camo brands like Drake, Bandit, and Nomad. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, ammo, knives. Security Sporting Goods, Memorial Drive, Alexandria. Proud supporter of area high school football.
You don't have to miss out on your life because of an eye problem. Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can make your life more enjoyable with affordable solutions such as LASIK surgery, glaucoma treatments, cataract treatments. The professionals at Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can help you get more out of the life you're living. You can enjoy seeing your loved ones in a way that is comfortable and reliable. Talk to Louisiana Eye and Laser Center at 318-487-2020 or check them out online at laeyeandlasercenter.com.
You're hungry. Your team needs you. You're a fan. You want to be at the top of your fan game, but you need something different. You need fan fuel. At Walk-Ons, we treat every day like game day. We're here all week long feeding fans with delicious, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine made fresh in our from-scratch kitchen. We've got what it takes to fuel fans and the team to victory. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
South MacArthur Service Road in Alexandria.
It's almost time for the coin toss and opening kickoff, Trojan fans. First, let's get tonight's Sadler's Towing keys to the game.
Need a quick tow?
Sadler's Towing meets many of its clients by accident. The first time. The second time, their clients call because of the fair price and great service that they previously received. If you need a tow, light-duty winching, you're locked out of your vehicle, or just need a jump start, Sadler's Towing is ready to handle your situation. Sadler's Towing is available 7235. Again, that's 447-7235. Sadler's Towing, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Welcome to Whataburger. Customization is what we've always done.
You want mustard and mayo? You want ketchup? We'll make it how you like it.
When you customize your own burger, you can put your personality in it.
This is my Whataburger. With mayonnaise, ketchup, all the vegetables, no cheese.
We customize orders 24 hours a day.
Everybody wants it just like they like it. When you can make it your own, that always enhances that experience for you.
However you want it, I got you. Here at Whataburger, we make it just like you like it, whenever you like it.
You're hungry. Your team needs you. You're a fan. You want to be at the top of your fan game, but you need something different. You need fan fuel. At Walk-Ons, we treat every day like game day. We're here all week long feeding fans with delicious, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine made fresh in our from-scratch kitchen. We've got what it takes to fuel fans and the team to victory. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
South MacArthur Service Road in Alexandria.
Southbound Spirits in Pineville, your one-stop shop for daiquiris, liquor, beer, wine, tobacco, and so much more. All with a convenient drive-through. If you have a wedding or special event you need catered, you need our one-of-a-kind tap trailer. Are you wanting a certain hard-to-find item? That's our specialty. Come to Southbound Spirits, and you'll go nowhere else. You can contact us at 318-704-0122 or stop by Southbound Spirits. Your one-stop shop for any top you can pop.
And we're back to live action here in Winona, Mississippi. The Trojans getting ready to kick this one off. Abel Peterman is set to put a foot into this one. Back deep to receive for Winona is number 2. That is Denarius Robinson. Peterman has done a great job of putting the football into the end zone. We'll see what he can do here. Abel puts a foot into it, and this is underway, and the ball is back. It's going to come to Robinson about the 2-yard line. He picks it up to the 5, now 10, to the 15, to the near side, looking to get to the 20. 20 is there, 25, driven out of bounds by Chris Clark. Chris Clark is able to come up and make the stop.
Had some pretty good speed, got a flag. I thought we had a little hole in there. Looked like that's what got him around the corner on the kickoff team.
Go back to the official and see what is there.
Yep.
And it is going to be holding. So what started out as a promising return there for Winona is going to push them back inside their 20-yard line. And so kickoff did not make it quite to the end zone for Peterman, but it's going to be much better field position if you're from the Trojan side of it.
Yeah, that's one of the few times that he hasn't made it to the end zone. Of course, like I say, the field's a little wet. He might have been tippy-toeing, with his plant foot again.
Burnley in there at quarterback. He has got Townsend flanked to his left. Townsend gets it, and he's right up the middle. And he's going to be off to the races. We'll see if one of the Trojans can get him. Townsend to the 50, Townsend to the 40, and that's the one we heard about. 20-10 touchdown. Winona Tigers. My goodness, Coach. Darion Townsend, and holy cow.
It was just an outside blast play, lead with a backup in there on the linebacker, and the safety didn't make the tackle on the play, and it's off to the races.
Look, that's just some great blocking at the point of attack for Winona. We're going to hold it right here and not go to break. 21 seconds on that drive, if you will. Maybe give them 11 because the kickoff ran off the 10. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. And the 3A Winona Tigers strike first behind that big offensive line. And I'm going to tell you this. Wow, that Darion Townsend just hit a seam, and I'm telling you, he was gone.
For a big fella, he sure got some speed. I can see why he's got on the watch list of some teams to play that next level.
Well, we came out, was it going to be the running game of Townsend? That's what we heard so much about, or this ferocious defense of the Trojans. And my goodness, 80, 90 yards later, and Townsend's got it to the house.
Well, I'm sure Coach Severio is fixing to get some understanding going on over there at the Jumbotron. But like I say, it was nothing, just they did a block down, kick out, and led with a back on the linebacker. And once he got past the linebacker, nothing but the safety, and the safety didn't make the play, and he turned on the burners.
Noah Durham getting ready to tee this one up, back deep to receive for the Trojans. Jarvis Newton is back there. Dayland Hammond is to the near side. And the Trojans find themselves trailing, Coach, for the first time this year.
Looks like they probably going to do a little squib kick or short kick, just guessing by the way he was setting it up.
11:39 to go, first quarter of play. Puts a foot in it. It does squib to the left side. Going to be picked up by T.J. Johnson, and Johnson is hammered out at the 35-yard line. And that's where the Trojans will have it. It was that squib kick, but one of the better-handed receivers, Tyler Lockhart, coming up making the stop for Winona.
I think the Winona's shown right off the bat that they're here to play. They're slapping the Trojans in the mouth right now, something that haven't seen in a little bit. Defense is very aggressive, and I talked to the Ash coaches, and they said one of the things they were most impressed about, that they were some quick and they are some ferocious.
Well, this size, all starters return for Winona is what I understand, and it is a great bunch. You coming out, you got a receiver to the top, one to the near side. Harrington and Jermaine Minor are the tight ends, both in the game. Newton in the backfield, he stands at the 27. Joe Bordelon set to get things going. He brings TJ in motion, high snap, going to be Jarvis Newton's got it. Newton now getting to the outside 40 and 50, now 40, foot race to the 30, 20, 10. Jarvis Newton houses this one, and oh my goodness, 64 yards, 37 seconds into the game, Coach, and we're an extra point away from being tied at 7.
And everybody's shocked on both sides, me included.
Look, who needs throwing the ball? One play, touchdown for Winona, one play, touchdown. And this is a battle of two premier running backs, Coach.
And no doubt about that. If they're not some college scouts watching, they need to, because, of course, now you got to give some kudos to the offensive line. There was a hole that even I could have run through the first bit, but he turned on the burners and outran the secondary.
Peterman set to kick this one off. Snap is down, but Joe's got it up. The kick is up, and it is good. We're knotted at 7. Be back after this on LA 103.5.
Mom, Dad, the magician's here. Magician?
Oh, yeah. Honey, the magician's here.
Oh, right. Can I go watch? Sure.
Hi, Timmy. Are you ready?
Boy, am I.
Okay. See that dirt, grime, and residue?
Yep.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Wow, amazing.
Fenla Power Wash. We offer house washing, shingle roof washing, and commercial washing services. Call 318-446-0838.
Back to live action here in Winona and having to catch our breaths up here as it's been 2 plays, 2 touchdowns, both big running backs on display here. And Peterman set to put a foot into this one again. Back deep to receive once again is Denarius Robinson. Robinson had a good return, fell victim to a hold back there, but the big run of Townsend cleared that up. Peterman puts a foot into this one. That's going to get into the end zone and touchback. And just want somebody to stop a run, Coach.
That's the best way to do it right there. They hadn't been used to covering on kicks too many times, and that's the best way to stop the return is kick it out of the end zone.
Look, I am we talked about Townsend in the pregame, and Darion Townsend just was on display. And you've seen Jarvis all year long make big plays like that. That's touchdown number 13 for Newton on the year.
Well, Townsend's average over 230 yards a game rushing in 5 games. So
Burnley gives it to Townsend once again, and he's tackled. Okay, so they can stop the run in this game.
Stopped him for about a 4-yard gain.
11:15 to go, first quarter of play, and it's already 7-7 in this one. Winona got the ball to start things off, and they are on their 24-yard line. Give them the 24. Second down and 6. Burnley takes a snap, and this is kind of a toss out to the far side, and it looks like the runner there slipped down. Not sure if that was Townsend on it. I don't believe it was. It was Townsend. Townsend gets 4 more on the play, Coach. Third down and 2.
Well, he's got some good offensive linemen up front. Number 70 looks like he goes about 260, 280. Number 77's at almost a smooth 300 on the left tackle. So
tied at 7, 10.5 to go. Burnley in the backfield with Townsend. Snap is high. Snap is bobbing. And there's a big rush by the Trojans, and they bury him in the backfield. And goodness gracious, I guess
Severio brought the house on that one. He had brought the linebackers, the defensive end, and the cornerback all on that one.
Look, it's an impressive defensive play when I jumble up Trojans and Ash all together, and Ash and Trojans. And needless to say, it's 4th down and 4 from the 26. And on to punt is Durham for Winona. Back deep to receive is T.J. Johnson. TJ stands at the Trojan 32-yard line. Big defensive play. Snap is back. Durham gets this one away. It is a low liner. It's going to bounce around, check up at the 45, and roll to the left as you're looking at it from
Lucky
Winona.
We didn't get a running into the kicker that time. We did knock him down, but the official didn't throw the flag, so lucky on that one.
So the Trojans get the first stop of the night, that 3 and out following the big first couple of runs from Townsend. Give him close to 100 yards, Coach, in 2 possessions.
He's not hurting his average any at all right there.
Not in the slightest. All right, we're back to play. Chris Gorham in there at running back. Dalen Hammond to the near side. Mingo is in at the slot, and TJ up to the left. Minor stays in at tight end. Bordelon there at quarterback just to reset things for you. Trojans have it from the 42-yard line. Their own 9.5 to go. 7 apiece in this one. Borderline looks things over, calls for the ball. Fakes the handoff, it throws it high. No, it goes right over the head to TJ. TJ's got it, and TJ's to the 25-20. 10-5, touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, TJ Johnson from Joe Bordelon.
Well, that was another quick score.
2 plays.
2 scores.
2 scores. 58 yards, 57 on that one. That would look like it was over the head of Mingo. I thought it was intended 40. Looked like it was over the head of Mingo. 58 yards officially on that touchdown. And goodness gracious, 9.5 to go. Trojans looking to add their second PAT of the night. Snap is back. This one's better. That kick is up, and it is good. Coach, we'll be back right after this 30-second timeout from Whataburger.
At Whataburger, how do you make something that's already fresh even fresher? By adding fresh new things, like crisp pico de gallo for a little kick, and creamy cilantro lime sauce for that extra whoa, and pepper jack cheese because, of course, all on top of 2 fresh beef patties or with chicken on a brioche bun. Whataburger's limited time pico de gallo burger and new pico de gallo chicken sandwiches. Good thing for fresh things. Good thing there's Whataburger. Available by dine-in, drive-through, curbside, and delivery. Delivery available in select locations. Fees may vary.
And we are back to Winona. 9:26 to go, first quarter of play. Trojans looking to kick off for the third time. They kicked off to start the game. Townsend takes it 90 yards, and then the Trojans have it 2 plays, score 2 touchdowns on it offensively after that big 3-and-out. The big run from Jarvis Newton, and then the big 58-yard touchdown pass from Bordelon to T.J. Johnson. It looked like he overthrew Mingo in the slot, but it hit T.J. This kickoff is up and in the air and going to go back into the end zone, where it's going to be touchback number 2 of the night. 14-7, your Trojans lead. Just 2.5 minutes, Coach. 2.5 minutes into this game, and there's 21 points. Who had the over in this one?
Well, I didn't think it was going to be this quick a scoring, but I figured there would be some points put up because they, like I say, have been averaging a goodly number of touchdowns a game in the 49 points a game. So
Burnley's got 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Play action. Pass is dumped out. It is complete. Going to be caught. Jamari Monette off the defensive end turns around and gets that.
Pass complete to number 3, Chase Richardson.
Chase Richardson comes up and makes that catch. And a little play action back to Leonard. And if you've got to be, or Townsend, you've got to be watching for that now. They will go quick as well, does Winona, trying to get Ash to jump off sides following that 5-yard gain. Ball at the 25-yard line, 2nd down and 5, 14-7 Trojans with the lead. Handoff goes to Townsend. Townsend's going to be submarined there out at the 25, hit hard. And looks like Townsend just brought down Adiah Jones, comes up and makes that from his linebacker spot. And now 3rd down and 4 on this one from the 26-yard line, 8.5 to go, 14-7. And again, tempo out of this Winona Tigers team. Burnley looks over. He's looking to pass. This one is dumped out to the near side. Complete. Going to be down the sideline and enough for a Winona first down. Richardson once again.
That yardage gain is good enough for a Tigers first down.
Once again, the receiver there, Coach, and passing and throwing. These Tigers do it.
They're right on the money. I mean, he couldn't have thrown it any better. Defense was right there with him, but he just let him out in front.
Hurrying to the line of scrimmage. Townsend has it again, looking for a seam, but that seam is not there. Going to be brought down after a pickup of just a couple. Carl Hall in on that one.
That's the same play they ran for the touchdown to start the game, and Trojans made some adjustments at the time, and both linebackers came up and made the stop. We got man-to-man coverage out here on the wide outs, and look for them to go deep here shortly. Hands off right up the middle. Helmet comes off.
And that was Adiah Jones the helmet came off of.
He'll have to go out for one play there to get it. Replacement in there.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Third down and 7. For those of you following along on one of our social media channels, we just wanted to make sure you know we don't. We left the logo up there. To apologize for that. And as I see the text rolling in about it, we've got it fixed and figured out. 7.5 to go. First quarter of play. 3rd down and 8 just outside the 40-yard line.
Flood route.
Should be false start. Yeah, and it is. That right side of the line off and moving.
I'm impressed. I tell you what, for a 3A school, they do an excellent job of execution. They got a nice scheme on offense. The defense is solid. It's just two good teams battling up right here.
3rd down now following the penalty. 3rd down and 12. We will see what Winona's got. They've got 3 receivers to the near side now, 1 to the top. Back to pass is Burnley. He's looking out of the backfield and coming up, making a big-time stop back there
Number
for
8.
the Trojans is
Taquan Frazier.
Yeah, Taquan Frazier. T-Wee coming up and making a big play, and it's 4th down now and 15 or so.
I think after that first offensive series, I think the Trojans might have been a little sleepwalking there to start with, and they've coming out playing like the defense that I've seen for the first 4 games of the season.
Back to kick again is Durham. This is 2 in a row that the Trojans defense stepped up. Durham puts a foot into this one, and it rolls around looking to the near side is Mingo. He'll get out of the way. and that's where we'll have it.
Josh Marie there almost got his foot, kicked the ball that time. Luckily, we didn't give up an easy one. 14-7, 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go in this first quarter, which has been a fast-moving, exciting first quarter, I might add, Doug.
It has 6:19 to go, first quarter of play. And I'm telling you, this a struggle. We're getting things fixed for it there. Sorry about the logo that was over the front of it. We have that corrected now too. The radio's been going in and out on us, but I think we're ready to go now. 6:19, first quarter, 14-7. Trojans have had 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. They send Mingo in motion now. He lines up in the backfield. Handoff goes to the far side. New running back's got it. I believe that's the freshman. That is the freshman.
Fred Clark.
See who...
Number 22, Chris Gorham.
Chris Gorham, all right. The senior, Chris Gorham, had that. You know, after that big run, Coach, we've not seen Jarvis back in the game on the following the following 2 plays, and Jarvis still not on the field. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And there is an official's timeout. Official's timeout, Coach, and we will we'll leave that right here and just kind of discuss what went on while the screen was being blocked on there. Just the big stop by the Trojans and the punt that was there. Yes, and one good way to know if people are watching, they certainly text you and let you know when something's,
say, hey, we can't see a whole lot
something's covering the screen. We appreciate those folks that are watching from home. Couldn't do any of this without you guys at all. 14-7, the hydration timeout is what we have here. Looking to get some updates, some statistics on there. Again, Coach, going to keep an eye on the Jarvis Newton situation. He was just in on 1 play and has not been back in since.
I don't know if he got hit. I didn't see anybody hit him, but at any rate, we got number 22 into the game, and he's a good running back himself. So
Chris Gorham has been solid. So you got for the Trojans, Gorham in at running back as the clock winds now 5:55 and counting first quarter of play. 2 receivers to the top. Quick pass from Bordelon out to TJ. TJ makes a great catch. Going to give him 7 on the play.
They've got a nice crown on this field. I think Joe's going to have to make some adjustments because it kind of drops down on the sidelines there, and he threw it high. TJ did a nice job of coming up and picking it out of the air.
Dalen Hammond in man coverage to the near side. You've got Mingo to the top in the slot, and TJ there. 3rd down and 4, 5.5 to go first quarter, 14-7. Trojans with the lead. Checking the defense now, looking back over at that offensive staff and getting the call. Gorham in at running back. He is about a yard behind Bordelon flank, just a bit to his left. Now Hammond comes in motion, and you're going to see Hammond get the false start as he moved a little bit towards the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. Looked like Hammond started turning himself up.
Yeah, we had one man in motion over here. He was supposed to be in motion, but the slot back went a little early.
Now looks to stand tall with a 3rd and 8, 43-yard line.
5-10 and counting. Hang on. All right, 5-10 and counting in the first quarter, 14-7. Trojans, following the penalty, have it 3rd down and 8. Back to passes. Joe spins the ball in the hand and looking deep now, getting pressured, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a sack, just the 2nd sack of the season for Bordelon, and that was brought down by number 30, Tyler Lockhart.
That was Joe. That was on Joe that time. He held it way too long, but a good job by their secondary covering up our receivers. He didn't have anybody to throw to. He would have been better to throw that away. But
back deep to receive Denarius Robinson. We've seen him back there on kickoffs, and Abel Peterman will come out to punt. He's going to come out to punt in this one. 2 receivers are back for, let's see who's back there with him. That's Chase Richardson back deep to receive as well. Peterman puts a foot into this one. Good high kick. Going to spin around, take a good Trojan bounce back to the 30, inside the 30 now, where the Trojans will down it at the 27-yard line. And a game that started out with fireworks, Coach, has been, looks like a feeling out period, and both teams are back defensively.
And not one of his better punts, but it wound up being a good punt. He got a nice roll of about 12, 15 yards out of it. So change the field position. They're about back where they were, Winona was, to start the previous possession.
Winona will have it first down and 10 from their own 27-yard line, heading from the school down to that big jumbotron, right to left, if you're listening. Burnley back at quarterback, gives it to Townsend. Townsend looking to the outside and finds it. Cuts back inside, going to get 6 on the carry.
Townsend on the carry for the Tigers. He'll gain about 7 yards on the play.
They made a little adjustment on their offensive scheme that time, and he was able to get outside. They'd been running inside the end, and that time he bounced it outside, picked up 8 yards on it.
Give him officially 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2. Handoff is pulled back now. Quarterback's got it. And going to pick up the first down. Good job defensively by the Trojans. Jason Blackwell stepping up and making the tackle, but a first down for Winona.
Tell you what, their running back and the quarterback both run the ball extremely hard. They're not afraid to lower the shoulder and stick somebody.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Snap is bobbled around, and going to fall on it is Townsend, but that's going to be a loss now of 8 on the play. Following that fumble, and Coach, it looked like a quarterback keeper, and Burnley just looked like he was going to take off running too quick.
Yeah. That's the thing about that long snap. You got several things can go wrong. One, the center might not get it back there, and then the other thing, sometimes they're looking down the field, the quarterback is, and don't look the ball in.
2nd down and 18 on this one from the 33-yard line. Have to get out to midfield.
Watch the screen right here.
A lot of motion as Townsend now comes out into the slot, and Richardson back in the backfield. Going to toss it to Richardson, and he gets to the corner, but brought down again. Number 27 coming up and making that play, Coach, and that's where he's been all night. Jason Blackwell, another big play for the Trojan DB.
That was number 3, Chase Richardson, on the wide receiver sweep there. He brought him around in motion, and he was able to pick up most of the lost yardage on the previous play.
Still third down, and a long 10. The ball rests just shy of the 40-yard line, needing to get to midfield for a first down. Townsend back in the backfield. Richardson comes to the slot. Burnley there in the shotgun. Back to pass is Burnley. Pressure coming. Pass to the near side. Complete. Going to be tackled there short of a first down. They'll mark him at the 49. Good job of coming up and tackling. Josh Marie is there. Chris Clark is there. And once again, Jason Blackwell, Coach.
I look for him to go for it here right at the 50-yard line. Get that 1 yard going. It's a big gamble, but
14-7, Trojans with the lead, 1:45 to go. First 3 plays of the game had 3 touchdowns. We've not had anything since.
I knew it.
And you've got a motion from the wide receiver. They're going to call it on number 12 and back him up 5. He went across at the hard count himself, and they're going to call false start, it appears.
Yeah, they got jumped first, and our guy jumped in the neutral zone. So it could, if I had anything, I'd give it all set. If it was about the same time. I wasn't watching. I watched our defensive end jump.
To the near side, Burt, the number 12.
They're going to punt team.
And what a difference, Coach, that makes the penalty. You go from 4th and less than a yard to 4th and 6 now. And back deep to receive is T.J. Johnson. Durham stands at the 30 waiting for this. 1:16 to go, first quarter of play. Snap is back and the kick is away. And TJ's going to bring it in at the 29, trying to make a man miss, gets to the 35, where he's going to be brought down, and a penalty flag comes in at the end of the play.
We may have had a block in the back.
If it is, it'll be from the 32. Move them back to the 17 is where it looks like it will go.
Looks like TJ might have a little frog in the behind there.
He's
got hit
coming
when
off.
he turned around. He got stuck with a helmet, either in the lower back or behind.
It looks a little lower than the lower back, Coach, is what it appears. Got a helmet there and going to go over there and get that stinger off. The Trojans will have it first down and 10 following this penalty when it gets marked off. They've yet to do that. The Trojans are up where they think the ball is. But they're going to mark this penalty off from the 33-yard line, and they'll back the Trojans up inside the 20.
Now watching Jarvis over there on the sideline running back and forth. He's got his helmet off.
Back on the receiving team.
So undoubtedly he's got some kind of injury, and they're holding him out because he's not been back in the ball game, like you say, since the first
that first play where he goes 60 yards on it, thereabouts. So a hold, they marked off 10 yards on it. It'll be at the 23-yard line. Minute 4 to go here. First quarter play, Trojans up 14-7. And there's that crown, Coach, you talked about.
Lateral.
They're calling it incomplete on the field.
Come on, Joe.
So that's a good one. But you're right. He's standing tall, and you've got to make that adjustment over the field. That's right.
He's got to follow through. He's the ball's floating on him, and he did that a lot last week. But fortunately, it was on the long ball, and they had time to adjust. But out here, the ball's taking off on him. Plus, they got a crown on the field, so the ball's going way over their head.
Second down and 10, minute 1 to go. First quarter of play. 14-7 Trojans with the lead. High snap. Now Gorham's got the handoff. Gorham's up the middle, spinning around, but he was spun around by the face mask. And so that's going to add, Coach, what we believe is some yardage to the end of the run. Chase Richardson was on the stop. He's the guy that's caught a couple of passes, too. He's one of those two-way players for this Winona Tiger team.
I think they may have called holding on us on the offensive line, but you're right. I think he got away with a face mask right there as well.
They are going to call holding against the Trojans and back this up as well. So the Trojans getting further and further behind the chains.
And it's holding against the Trojans.
And coming in is Mingo. So you've got Mingo and Dalen Hammond and TJ to the far side. 3 receivers set. Minor, the tight end, is to the near side as the Trojans with their backs just near, well, inside the red zone at the 14. It is second down and
second down this time
18.
With 19 to go for Alexandria.
Joe looks over his 3 wide receiver set, calls for the ball. The snap is back. Joe being chased, throws this one, gets it out of there, and just airmails this one as the pressure was coming. And that's going to bring third. That's going to bring a big third down up, Coach.
I hate to be saying it, but Joe's not on his best game right now. Everything he's thrown has been off the mark except for one.
Well, the big run to, and we don't know that wasn't, as it looked like that ball sailed over Mingo. So we'll have to go back and look at things and see. Now, everybody will say they called it to TJ, but it looked like the way he was looking for it. Third down, 19. Back to passes, Joe. Rose a little inside screen to the wide receiver, Hammond. Hammond gets back to the 23.
About the original line.
Got a lot of yardage out of it.
Greg Clark on the
Greg Clark coming up and make the stop. And Winona has held the Trojans to punt once again. 4th down and 11. Not sure if the Trojans will kick this one away before we end the first quarter of play, as there's just 14 seconds to go. No win, so that really doesn't come to factor. And the Trojans are walking off of the field. So we're going to take this timeout with them. We'll be back as we start the second quarter on LA 103.5.
Did you know BK Distributors have the fastest signs in town? They have signs for everything. If you're in need of signs or banners for your political campaign, your business, or just for that family reunion, BK Distributors has it all with outstanding quality, fast turnaround, and the best prices in town. If you've been looking for the right place to handle your signage needs, well, here's your sign. Call Scott today, 318-442-2246, and let him help you. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East in Pineville, behind Arby's.
Ma'am, the doctor will see you now.
I can't see the doctor.
No, the doctor's right here. He's ready to see.
No, you don't understand. Are you hearing me? I'm telling you,
and Laser Center. Come visit us at one of our 13 locations or look us up online.
As Trojan football is driven by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
Back to Winona, getting ready to start the second quarter once again. And having just a few technical issues on our radio side of it, but the Trojans look to punt 4th and 11 as we start the second quarter, 14-7. 2 receivers back again for Winona, and it is Richardson, that is back there, number 3, and Denarius Robinson. The kick goes away, bounces at the 45, and is going to roll and be touched there by the Trojans. Jalen Johnson at the 36-yard line is where they'll have it to start things in the second quarter.
Touched it, let's say. I don't know if the referee saw it, but he's marking it back where he caught it the second time. Now they got it. Trojans started out sharp the first couple of series, and after that they I don't know, the offense is kind of falling apart. Defense is still doing a good job for the most part.
Well, it looked like they both came out on fire, those plays. And, of course, it's Townsend that goes to the house on the first play. Since then, Winona's not done anything. The Trojans get scores on their first 2 plays, and now since then have punted each time.
That's more times than we've punted in the entire
season. So hanging around this Winona team standing at 5-0, certainly ready to accept the task of playing the 5A and top 5 ranked Trojans. 11:48 to go until halftime, 14-7. Townsend goes out in motion, and that's going to be a keeper by Burnley. He goes right up the middle, and had it not been once again for the defense coach of number 27, Jason Blackwell, then, Burnley's off to the races.
That was a little bit of change in the offense. Wait a minute.
Going too fast before the ball was marked ready for play. So you think NASCAR runs on that Trojan sideline. I'm telling you, they get after it on the Winona side.
They got the Indianapolis 500 going over here.
They do. This is one of those battles.
They brought the back out of the backfield that time, and linebacker went with him and pulled our inside
false
linebacker
start
out.
Is going to be called against the left guard of Winona, and that 1st and 10 will go to 1st and 15.
Both teams here in this second quarter.
Flag's going to be a Tigers false start.
And the end of the first quarter have not really been sharp.
No, it just seems like they got through the initial surge, and now they're kind of feeling each other out. First down and 15 for the Tigers from their own 42-yard line, 11:25 and counting here, 14-7. Trojans with the lead. Snap is back. Burnley looking to throw. Going over the top. And man coverage out there with Chris Clark, and Chris Clark was man-to-man with Richardson and up to the challenge. Pass a little bit over the head, but I've got to believe Clark was right on spot to make that play.
I tell you what, Winona receivers have got some excellent speed, and our defensive secondary, for the most part, has not given up a whole lot of big plays, but had good coverage that time and didn't have anywhere close to get to it.
Richardson comes out, and you hear the call from the sideline. Watch the reverse. Coaches have seen something here. Handoff, though, goes right up the middle. Townsend has it and is going to get a negligible amount on the carry. Give him maybe 1, and it'll be 3rd down and 14.
Looks like Jaquan Frazier's got a little shoulder. I noticed earlier he was kind of flexing his right arm.
There has been some hitting. Take nothing away from that big offensive line of Winona.
Watch the little out route here. They run it.
Running somebody on the field late is Winona. And they now have 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top. Back to pass is Burnley. Pressure coming. Passes out to this side, and Josh Marie is there, but the pass sails into the crowd. And don't think that that's a big thing, because the crowd is about 2 feet behind the bench of Winona.
A little bit higher, and we might could have caught that one.
It's got to be a shot. 10.5 to go, and now, so it started off, and Townsend takes it 90 yards to the house. Then Newton comes back, and he goes to the house. And then TJ takes one and goes to the house. And since then, it's been punt.
I might say that while I got to throw this out there, at least we got a press box to be in, unlike sometimes.
Marion Mingo back to receive this Durham punt. Comes up and fields it. Going to fall on top of it at the 28-yard line. And did a good job of just handling that kick.
Smart move on his part just to catch it and take it where it was. Because if he just tried to stretch and run with it, he'd probably laid it on the ground.
10.5 to go until halftime. I am Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Lott. We are on the road with the Trojans in a rare Thursday night game. I say rare, there's 3 this season. Week 7 will be at home against the Rebels of Pineville, and then Week 10 at home against West Ouachita. So one of 3 Thursday night games, 10.5 to go. They lead at 14-7, do the Trojans. Bordelon's got Gorham in the backfield. Handoff goes to Gorham. Gorham up the middle, trying to get to the outside. Runs into the blocker where Jermaine Minor had a great block, and he blocks him the same way Gorham cuts. If Gorham cuts the other way, you've got some possibility there.
Right. It's one of them cases where he went one way and so did the back went the same way the blocker was blocking him. But nonetheless, he picked up about almost 5 yards on the play, and we'll take it.
You're watching this Winona Tiger team that played in the semifinals of the North State. They divide things up, teams over the North and teams over the South. Bordelon looking over the top, going deep, just 3 yards out of the hands of Dalen Hammond. And Joe overshoots the intended receiver. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Mingo coming back in. And again, you see Newton on the sideline just trying to run and loosen up.
I don't know if he got a hammy or something, what it is exactly. We've tried to find out at a halftime exactly what's wrong, but he's been just jogging up and down the sideline, so I don't think it's he didn't come back in for anything else, so it wasn't like he got a concussion or something, I wouldn't think.
3rd down and 5 from the 34-yard line. The Trojans have it. Gorham in the backfield with Bordelon. Back to pass is Joe. Joe looking at the slant again, and it's caught by TJ at the 45. He drops it, falls on it, scrambles around, picked up by Richardson, and Winona will have the football at the 49-yard line following a tremendous catch. Couple of football moves made, and drops the football, and Winona right on top of it with 9:38 to go until halftime. They've got it in Trojan territory.
Yeah, that was an excellent catch. He caught it with his hands, but not making excuses, but this wet field, and he couldn't quite bring it in and tuck it away, and he took a couple of steps, and the guy knocked it out of his hand, and it's the Tigers ball here.
Burnley and Townsend in the backfield. Townsend switches over to the left side of Burnley. There's 2 receivers to the near side. Townsend gets it. He gets up the middle, makes a man miss. Good spin move, but taken down by John Parrish. John Parrish there, Jamari Monette also in on the play.
That's the same play that they opened up the first play of the game with, and made a little change, just running a little further outside.
43-yard line.
Give him 6 to the Trojans' 43-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Townsend gets it up the middle. He's got a big seam. Townsend's going to go to the house. He's 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Darion Townsend, his 2nd touchdown of the game, and that gives him got to be close to 150 yards, if not more, here in the first half alone, and 2 big touchdowns.
Well, yeah, that was a 40-something yard run right there on top of the big run that he had earlier in the half, so he's got to be close to 150.
Timeout coming as Durham on for the extra point. This Winona team running the ball as advertised.
We all sides over there.
Before the play.
We got our left side cornerback jumped in the neutral zone.
We got flags down.
Like I said earlier, one of the keys to the game is a focus, and we definitely this second quarter has not been a very good focus as far as offense or defense in certain plays.
Penalty was declined on that one, so they'll keep the ball where it is at. Durham on for the PAT once again, trying for the equalizer here. Snap is back. Hold is bobbled around, and that's going to be no good on the PAT. No advancement is possible. No advancement. And that's going to be a missed PAT. Back in 30 seconds on LA 103.5.
Did you know BK Distributors have the fastest signs in town? They have signs for everything. If you're in need of signs or banners for your political campaign, your business, or just for that family reunion, BK Distributors has it all with outstanding quality, fast turnaround, and the best prices in town. If you've been looking for the right place to handle your signage needs, well, here's your sign. Call Scott today, 318-442-2246, and let him help you. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East in Pineville, behind Arby's.
Well, if you wanted a ball game If you wanted a ball game, you certainly have it. 14-13, the Trojans have the lead, but just by the 1 point. A bad snap sails over the head of both the holder and Durham, the kicker. Durham setting up Coach again for that squib kick, and it looks like it's pointed right at Jamari, who's on the 30-yard line near side, the Winona home sideline. 9:05 to go until halftime, 14-13. Trojans lead. Durham puts a foot into this one, and it does squib around. Josh Marie, or no, correction.
Tuck it away. We'll take a starting 50-yard line.
Jermaine Minor, that we said he was looking right at him, and he kicked the ball right over. And that's having that hands team up, one of the better sure-handed receivers for the Trojans, although he plays the tight end spot, is there. And we've seen him several catches on the year, gets that one and runs it forward. So Trojans with good starting field position. Again, the nose of the football between the 49 and 50. That is their own. 8:56 to go here until halftime, 14-13.
The ball's getting a little slick. It's kind of damp air here. You want to see the Trojans tuck it away, both on the catches and the runs.
TJ's to the near side. Handoff is to Newton. Newton back in the game. Good to see. Looks like he got whatever was ailing him fixed. And Coach, it had to be a hammy, a quad, something like that may have been hindering him just a little bit. But back in there, he's got 2 carries now, 1 for the touchdown and 1 for another 5 yards. 8.5 to go, second down and 5 from the 46 of Winona. Joe calls for the ball. Handoff once again goes to Newton. Newton just buries his head and bangs forward for close to the first down. They're going to mark him a yard shy.
I'd like to see the Trojans run it. Like I say, Joe's been a little bit off here the last couple of series, and they're getting 4 and 5 yards a pop, so keep running it.
TJ's to the near side. Dalen Hammond to the top of the field again. They're spread out on the numbers. Harrington in there at tight end. He's to the right side of Jermaine, or to the left side of Jermaine Minor. Newton to the left side of Bordelon. Joe calls for the ball. Handoff does to go to Newton. Newton goes that way, spins around, gets 6 and a first. Out to the 38-yard line. Jarvis nearing 100 yards himself after that big 60-yard carry. He's got 20 here on the ground in this drive alone.
And on top of that, it's burning clock and keeping the ball out of the hands of the Tigers from Winona, which they are every bit of what they said they were going to be, or what I thought they were going to be.
True to the test, indeed. Joe calls for the ball. Newton's got it, third straight carry. Bangs up the middle. Going to pick up 4 on the play. Get to the Winona 35-yard line, where it will be second down and 7.
Have to give a little kudos to Big Goodman that time. He just pancaked defensive tackle over there.
And look, I don't care which, the size is pretty equal on both sides of it. This is a big unit, both offensively and defensively, for Winona. Joe directing Jarvis to move just a bit to the right. Harrington flanked off to the left, and now Jarvis joins him that side, flips back to the right side. Joe calls for the ball, fakes the handoff. Looking his third progression is Minor. Minor's got it sliding down at the 10. And great job by Bordelon. Looks at his first receiver, looks at his second. They're both covered. Sees Jermaine Minor crossing the field wide open and puts the ball right on the pocket.
And that's the first time I've seen him really follow through, and nice throw. He led him a little bit too much, but nonetheless, it was a catchable ball.
Under 7 to go until halftime. Trojans knocking on the door, 14-3. They lead. Jarvis got it. Jarvis cutting to the outside. He's going to try to race the DB to the end zone. Going to be brought down at the 5. They give him the 5-yard line.
For the Tigers defense.
And it'll be second down and goal from the 5.
It'll be second and goal.
I'll let you stick your head out there because I can't see. Well,
right.
The speaker's
so
the
speaker, and if you're following along at home, you know the speaker has to be close. It is. It's about a foot or two from where we're at. Newton in the backfield. He gets it. Up the middle goes Jarvis. Jarvis spinning around. Going to be brought down at the 2-yard line. Just give him 3 on that, where it'll be third down and goal. Trojans in that big, heavy package. They've got Harrington in there as an H-back, an extra blocking tight end. You've got
defense is once again looking for a third down stop.
TJ to the near side and Dalen in lone coverage. Well, they can throw that fade to the corner end zone to Dalen if they want, because it's there. Handoff, though, goes to Newton. Newton right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, Jarvis Newton.
And he didn't get touched till he got in the end zone. It was a nice blocking by the offensive front up there that time for the Trojans. Nice hole. Those guys don't get a lot of credit, but you don't run very far unless you got good blocking. Now, see what the flag's all about.
Working things out. Penalty flag to the near side. We'll have to get what that is.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Tigers.
Unsportsmanlike Winona. So Abel will be kicking from Coach the 45 of Winona.
You might want to consider an onside kick here, especially with the field kind of slick like it is.
That's correct. Needless to say, Peterman there. We got a 30-second timeout coming up following this kick.
Might have been a little trash talking going on there.
Perhaps there was. 20-13, now 21. Peterman adds this one. And it is 21-13, back in 30 seconds after this on LA 103.5.
And Peterman's kick is good.
Your transmission is kaput. Time to get a new or new-to-you vehicle? Wrong. Certified Transmission can fix your transmission problems and preserve your investment in your vehicle. Certified Transmission will also save you the hassle of trying to find a good vehicle that you can afford without a good trade-in, because most car dealers are not going to want to accept your vehicle in trade. So having Certified Transmission fix your vehicle is the best option of getting back on the road in a vehicle you can trust. Go where you know. Certified Transmission on the Monroe Highway in Ball. Catch all the scores, coaches' interviews, and more every Friday night at 10 on LA Friday Night Lights, right here on LA 103.5.
You got a guy that's used to putting it into the end zone from his own 40. He is over at the 45 of Winona. And let's see what kind of leg he's got if he can make it through the uprights here.
Yeah, that would be something to challenge him on, I guess. They obviously think they've got their guys up pretty tight. So
they've seen that the Trojans are apt to kick the onside kick. Peterman, though, does kick the onside kick, and it's coming. Ball is on the ground, and the Trojans look like they have another one. We'll see when the umpire. Yeah, the Trojans are coming out of the ball with it. That is
24. That's Jalen Kirk.
Jalen Kirk comes out of there with that. And, Coach, that's something that they work on a lot. And going after the onside kick occasionally, and that's what you want to see. I saw one of the officials pointing to like it was first down for Winona. We'll have to get in there and see what's going on with it. Don't have the officials mic'd up.
10 yards. I don't know what the deal. Unless somebody went to sleep on the other side.
Well, it was touched first.
Yeah, they gave it to us.
So the ball is, there you go. The ball, Trojans will have it, 5:56 to go following that onside kick recovery. And young man down for Winona was right at the bulk of where it is.
Should have a hydration. Now maybe they're taking it here and let that be it with the injured player. I'm not sure. You're right about that. You know, I say every week. I didn't mention it this week. But special teams is a big part of the game that's often overlooked. And at the 5A level, you have a little more opportunity. You know, you got a few extra guys that you can work with things like that. And like I say, the Trojans work on it. The onside kick, your extra point, your punt, all punt coverage, all that's a very important part of the game and often overlooked. And it means the difference in the game a lot of times.
Good to see that young man for Winona getting up. Great round of applause for him. Number 56, is it?
Yeah, it looks like his number's kind of crunched up. But
yeah, but that's 56 coming to the sideline there.
Connor Helms
was shaken up. And now they do call the hydration timeout. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back to Ash Trojan football on LA 103.5.
This is Ty Eastman, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you in the market for land? Whether it's for hunting, recreation, or a timber tract, you need a lender with experience in financing rural real estate. At First South, we understand what it means to own your own piece of land, whether it's a hunting camp or just a place to get away on the weekend. The best part of my job is seeing our members realize their dream of land ownership. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Ty Eastman, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
Back to live action here in Winona, Mississippi. Tiger Field is where this one is being played. Winona, Mississippi. Not sure where in Mississippi it is. I just know we went to Vicksburg, over to Jackson, and up for another little while, another hour and a half. So we were getting close to Memphis, I got to believe.
About halfway between Jackson and Memphis.
Newton back in the game. Good to see him. He returned last series and got the touchdown. He's got 2 on the night. Mingo in the slot. TJ to the near side. Dalen Hammond in man coverage to the top. That one goes to Jarvis. Jarvis cutting to the outside is going to be brought down by the DB. That is Richardson again, who has been solid both ways, but inside the 20-yard line. Case Richardson, we've seen him catch passes, and we've seen him play defensively. One of their very solid two-way players.
They brought the linebacker on a stunt that time, and Jarvis went right by him and was just one step away from taking it to the house.
Got the down marker marked first, but have not moved the chains, so we believe it's first down and 10 from the 19 for the Trojans. Newton in the backfield, so the chains have not moved, but the down marker indicates it, and now the chains will come down and move. Joe calls for the ball, fakes the handoff. He's got Mingo wide open in the flat. Mingo catches it, 15, now 10. Slides back to the inside and is going to be near another Trojan first down. Going to be a yard shy of it, but a great ball fake by Bordelon.
Thought Joe took a little late hit there, but they didn't call it.
Newton with 2 touchdowns on the day. Bordelon has a touchdown pass to TJ in this one. That's how it's 21-13 with 5:18 to go until halftime. Joe calls for the ball, hands it to Jarvis. Jarvis was going to the outside. Now cuts back in. Not going to get very far, but will get a Trojan correction. They had given him the first on that prior, so it will be second down.
It'll be second and goal.
Second and goal, so the ball's set squarely on the 10-yard line.
Nice
Give them
stop
second
by
down
the
and goal.
Outside linebacker number 30 for Winona there. They plugged it up pretty good that time.
4:51 and counting, 21-13. Newton again. The handoff goes up the middle, and they're banging Newton around, standing him up, pushing him forward. Newton still going, is going to find the 6-yard line when the whistle is blown, so give him 3. Third down and goal. Trojans cannot get a first down prior to the end zone, so they've got to make this one here.
Around the 6-yard line, that brings up a big third down for the Trojans.
Mingo comes back into the game.
They're keying on Jarvis. This would be a good time for a bootleg or a fake.
Mingo's in the slot. Dalen Hammond to the far side. TJ at the numbers on the near side. And now Dalen Hammond in motion. Rolling this way is Joe. Joe firing to the end zone. And it is caught in the end zone. Touchdown. Trojans touchdown. TJ Johnson.
And once again, he caught it in the hands. Defender was all over him, and it was a heck of a catch.
Fantastic hands in this one, Coach, by TJ.
And a nice throw. Joe threw it on the money that time.
27-13. Got a timeout coming after this one. Just a 30-second one. Abel on for the PAT. 2 TDs by TJ and 2 for Jarvis. Snap is back. Kick is up, and it hammers through and good. 28-13 back after this from Hickson Autoplex.
At Hickson Autoplex, the awards keep rolling in. 8 President's Awards. We won our 3rd straight J.D. Power & Associates Award for Customer Excellence, and we just received the Car Guru's 2021 Dealer of the Year. Inventory issues have affected all dealers, but rest assured, we're not charging over sticker like the other guys. We give you our best price every time, right away. New vehicle inventories arriving every day, and we have millions of dollars worth of certified pre-owned units prepared by our technicians, and every one comes with our certified 100,000-mile warranty. At Hickson, you pick it out and we'll work it out. In Alexandria or Leesville, or visit us online at hicksonhasit.com.
This is Ash Trojan Football, presented by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
There you go. Back to live action. We got Coach in charge of the buttons over there.
I can't push
Not
them
sure
buttons,
our radio is not going through on the. There we go. We're back now. We found it. Peterman putting a foot into this one. We expect they scored that off of the onside kick, so 2 consecutive for the Trojans, 28-13. They do get the ball to start things off in the second half. Peterman puts a foot into this one, and it is deep, and it is back into the end zone, and the flag crew and the band and everybody
and the kickoff
got a little action there. 28-13, 4:10 to go. You know the Trojans, Coach, banging around, big haymakers from each team. They'd like to get a stop here, get another touchdown. before the break.
What did you say Abel said about kicking it in the end zone?
That way he doesn't have to tackle anybody. He says, if he puts it in the end zone, he doesn't have to run down and tackle. So he just decides he wants to do that. Remind me of Happy Gilmore when he couldn't putt. He said, I just need to drive it into the hole for a hole in one.
That's it.
28-13, ball on the ground.
That's one of them bad snaps.
Snap didn't make it back to Burnley as Burnley was back there with Townsend looking for some more of that Townsend magic. He had the big 90-yard run to start things off. 4:03 until the break, 28-13, second down and 13. Not sure why there's a clock stoppage following the fumble. Now it's up and going, 4 minutes even until the break. Winona switching players around. Richardson back in there. He has been a solid player for this Winona team, both sides of the football. He's in the slot as there's two receivers now to the top, two to the near side. Penalty whistle is blown prior, and we'll see what – I don't see a flag.
Timeout, I think.
Yeah, Winona takes the timeout. We're going to leave it right here, Coach. And Trojans punted for the first time last game. They trailed for the first time this game. Well, actually, I think they trailed to St. Thomas More for just a minute in that St. Thomas More game before they got back on track.
Yeah, it was back and forth. I mean, it was exciting. If you want to see offense in the first 5 minutes of the game, they probably scored quicker than anybody I've ever seen, and it didn't take long about it. But that was the thing that I was worried about and made a point of, that, our guys come off the bus. They looked like they were ready to play, but then we had a kind of a lull there and toward the end of the first quarter and, traded blows and mistakes and penalties and all that. But it seemed like in the second quarter they've gotten it back on track in the last 6 or 7 minutes.
3:42 until halftime. Trojans up 28-13. Started out 7-0 Winona on the first play as Darion Townsend goes to the house, and then right back Jarvis takes it the distance. Trojans get it back. They go to the house on a TJ touchdown. Jarvis comes back, and then that fourth touchdown of the night was good to TJ. Pressure up the middle screen was set up, bobbled around complete to Richardson, and he is going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but hit hard that time by John Parrish.
Nice recovery by Parrish, was it?
Yeah, John Parrish coming up from the far side of the field, trailing, seeing the screen, coming up and making that one 3:18 and counting, 28-13 in this one. I'm telling you, Coach, this is a special night in Winona. It's just, you can smell the barbecue pit that's off to the right, the cooking, the fans are in it, the crowd, the band, the support, the cheerleaders, everybody in this. It's Friday night football in small town Mississippi.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh-oh.
Once again, a timeout. We're going to keep it right here, Coach. And
another timeout called on the field.
Trojans, while not being dominant in this game, except on the plays that went through a series where they punted 3 or 4 times in a row.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to the Winona defense. They were slapping us in the mouth pretty good, and then, like I say, their defensive front is equal in size to our guys. It's not like they're little small fellows out there. Offensively, they got 2 big tackles, as big as anything we got. The running back, that dude is solid. I saw him down there on the field. His legs is as big around as my whole body just about, and he runs like a Earl Campbell type when he gets the ball. And plus that, he's got zoom speed. So it's a heck of a running back. The quarterback's outstanding player. So these are 2 of the better players that we faced this year on offense, in my opinion.
Look, this is easily one of the better teams. They come into this game 5-0 and start their district play next week, where they'll have 4 remaining there. Burnley, the quarterback, he's got Townsend flanked to his right. Or that was Richardson. No, that's Townsend out of the backfield. Big pressure coming in. Going to be brought down on the sack by the Trojans, Terrell Blake, but pressure up the middle.
Had good coverage by the secondary that time. He just really didn't have anybody to go to.
Not at all, Coach. And right up the middle, you saw Jeremiah Jeffers Wright coming in, and the Trojans take a timeout because they want to do it. But pressure up the middle, Jeremiah Jeffers Wright almost had the sack, and that forced Burnley out of the pocket, and that's where Terrell Blake was to come up and make the stop.
It's 4th down here. They're going to have to punt. give the Trojans another shot to go in with a score right before the half.
That's what led to the timeout by the Trojans. Durham back to punt. His heels are at the goal line. Amarion Mingo stands at the 40 of Winona, waiting for this punt. And the punts have been about right where Mingo is standing. So if it's one of the punts that Durham has kicked so far in the game, Mingo should have a shot at taking it down that right side of the field.
I think this coach is leaving the defense out there in a punt safe right here, because I'm not sure that he thinks they're going to punt the ball.
You go for it 4th and 15 or 16 from your own 15. That's
But, it didn't bring anybody in off the sideline. So
most of the casinos are down South Mississippi. I didn't think there was much riverboat gambling up here.
Well, you can go north and hit Memphis and
Indeed,
along the river there.
2:44 to go, 28-13. Trojans look to get the ball back. Durham puts a foot into this one, and it's a wobbly one's going to get away from him. Bounce up. Mingo gets it at the 45 to save just a couple of yards on there.
Like to took the coach out on the sideline down here that time. And nice job of leaving his feet. Otherwise, he'd probably got his ankle broke.
You go out and look on the sidelines, Coach, and
I guess we're going to get penalized for a hole here, which was useless.
On a ball that's bouncing around there. So it'll be on the 45, push it back to the Trojans. 45 is where we expect it. But
no, it's just
nobody's
a piece
in
of paper. I thought that was a flag. My bad.
There you have it. 2:36 to go. Trojans have it from the Winona 45-yard line. Joe's got Chris Gorham in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. The near side receiver is TJ. Joe calls for the ball, hands it to Gorham. Gorham battling up the middle, spinning out of a tackle, and is going to drive forward for a pickup of 3 out to the 42-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
That was a nice job by the left side defensive end coming down the line of scrimmage, and he made tackle on Gorham from behind, but he still managed to pick up about 3 yards.
Newton now back in there. Remember, looking to add another score. The Trojans will get the ball to start the second half, but it's 28-13 now. 2:08 and counting. Trojans not in that big of a hurry, Coach.
Watch the post route right here. They're in a tight formation. It could be post route.
That's right. Dalen Hammond inside the hash in the cluster. Now Mingo goes out in motion. Back to passes. Joe surveying. Going over the top. He's got a man. That is caught in the air in the end zone. Dalen Hammond from Joe Bordelon. 42-yard lines. Touchdown Trojans. Touchdown Dalen Hammond.
And the Tigers of Winona are shocked. The fans are silent right now, but you got to admit, now that's the Joe Bordelon. We know he laid it out there on the money, didn't have to break stride, caught it without even any effort.
And look, a work of beauty, because he just throws that ball 10 yards further than Hammond was, and Hammond just runs right under it, catches it about the 3-yard line, not in the end zone, but on the 3 goes. I mean, there was nobody 10 yards around him, and the Trojans on top now 34-13. Peterman looking to add the 35th point of the night. Snap is back, hold down, kick is up, and it's good. Going to keep it right here, 35-13. And, Coach, that was one of those. Now, the crown didn't come into play. Explain what it means for there to be a crown in the field. Why is that important, and what is it?
Well, if you think of it, you can call it a turtle back if you know what a turtle shell looks like. The top part of it's higher than the outside of it, and it kind of descends down toward the sideline. And a good field, the reason you do that is, one, for drainage purposes, so the middle of the field drains to the sideline. And if you're not used to playing on a field that has a good turtle back, then when you throw the ball down to the sideline, you're talking about a drop of maybe a foot, difference between where you're standing and where the ball's actually being caught. So,
and when you're throwing from the top of it, downhill, then
you got to throw downhill.
That's correct. Abel set to kick this thing off again, 35-13. Trojans.
Abel's going to have a sore leg again if he keeps going here.
Trojans well in command, 1:48 to go. In a first quarter that was just punch and counterpunch, the Trojans have taken control here in the second. That one goes deep into the end zone once again, 5 yards deep for the touchback. And again, Abel doesn't have to tackle anyone.
Yeah, that's, like I say, that's a smart move.
The kickoff sails
1:48 until halftime, 35-13. And the Trojans, Coach, finally looked like they got off the bus.
Yeah, they finally woke up. I really worried, That's reading homecoming, anything unusual, different long trips. All those things make a difference sometimes in the mental state, and that has a lot to do with how they play, but they seem to have shaken it off.
Burnley sends Townsend in motion, and he's a quarterback keeper up the near side. Ball is on the ground. Saw that being carried away. Trojans will fall on this one, and you saw Burnley carrying the ball outside. The backside Trojan came up, and I believe that was either Josh Murray or Jamari Monette that came up and knocked that ball out. The Trojans going to have it at the 31-yard line with 1:39 to go. Looking, I guess, 3 straight weeks, Coach, to put 42 up in the first half.
Well, and that's got to be a deflating to the Winona guys, come out and turn the ball right back over to the Trojans after they just scored, and,
And what a great play call, because he had got the first down, had a little bit more, and goodness gracious, Burnley just so competitive out there, wanted to get a couple extra yards, and the ball was poked away from behind him. Trojans fall on it. Chris Clark with the reception, it looked like. Bordelon back to pass again, going deep to Hammond. Hammond's running under it in the end zone, knocked away. Fantastic defensive play. Back there in coverage, Coach, was number 5. Let me get who number 5 was.
Incomplete, defended by number 6.
6. Irvie Bays back in coverage on that one, and Dalen Hammond was running under another one. But Hayes, just a fantastic job of throwing his hand up at the very last minute to knock that ball away.
At the 31-yard line.
That was a situation where, they tell you receivers to high point the ball, and he kind of was waiting for it to come down and cradle it, and the defensive back knocked it down.
Watch out here for Newton, because the Winona defense is playing off of the receivers, giving a large cushion. Joe, though, back to pass. Joe throwing this one to Mingo. Mingo's going to run towards it, and again, it looks like Hayes again on great coverage.
He had tailback in the flat wide open. There was
Bays on the defense for the Tigers.
Nobody even on him. He had already decided he was going deep that time, but
they call him Bobo Bays. Irvie Bays back in coverage on that one, the junior. And really effective pass coverage there.
3rd and 10 for
the Trojans. 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. And this is what you want if you're Winona, Coach, to come out here and bow your backs up following that turnover and what has been a dominant second quarter for the Trojans. 1:26 to go until halftime, 35-13. Newton.
See him come back to Jarvis. Jarvis, like I say, was wide open in the flat that time.
Back to passes, Joe. He's looking over the middle again. Mingo was banged around beforehand, and it is. The flag comes in. It will be a first down for the Trojans as the coverage was there, but it was just a tad early.
That's one of the things in high school different and in college that I wish they would change, because, you got a guy got you beat deep, 50 yards down the field. Well, just go ahead and hold him or knock him down, because the penalty's only going to be...
It'll be 10 yards.
10 yards.
Right. 10 yards does give the Trojans a first down. And so they'll mark this forward where the ball was at the 31, will be marked at the 21, and a first down and 10 for the Trojans. Minute 19 until halftime, 35-13. Trojans with the lead. Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Lott. Appreciate our executive producer, Chuck Perkins, and Daryl Brown over there on the camera, bringing this to you. And through all of the chaos that we've had to start this thing off, I think we're rolling right along. Joe, handoff does go to Newton. Newton chasing behind those big offensive linemen, and there's going to be a hold that comes in. There's going to be another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
flags.
Block
in the back and a hole.
I'd like to see the umpire throw his flag, because that's the only one remaining in a pocket right now, and you can get everybody to have their flags out. And you saw that coach holding on just about every point of contact.
Right. If they would come back, well, here I am coaching again, but on that slot side over there, run those guys deep and run Jarvis out on a flare. There's nobody covering him, and he'd be off to the races. But